First at 6 o'clock, tensions are escalating in the Middle East as missile strikes between Iran and Israel continue and casualties climb on both sides. We're going to have the latest developments for you and also what leaders are saying about the growing risk of a wider war. That's coming up. But it is Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. Thanks so much for starting off your day here with us on Fox 61 and streaming on Fox 61 Plus. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau, TGIF. Hope your Friday is off to a great start, and it's noticeably warmer out there, so that's something to look forward to. And a lot of sunshine is heading our way, Rachel.
Oh, absolutely. As the sun comes up here just around 6:20, things are going to turn quite nice and bright this afternoon. We have a lot of sun around, and then eventually we'll get those numbers up into the mid to upper 60s. There could be some areas of fog now. It's not a widespread issue as temperatures again will move into the mid 60s in the afternoon. The fog lifts, sun comes out, and it's quite nice. Now overnight tonight, as we head through the mainly after about midnight, there is a chance for a few spotty showers waking up on Saturday morning. Most of it should have already wind down, so prior to daybreak on Saturday. So you may just kind of notice that your grass is a little wet on Saturday morning. Otherwise, lots of sun over the weekend as temperatures remain close to, if not slightly above the average. 2 to about 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. A live look outside in Hartford showing you around 36 degrees. The sun is starting to come up here and it's mostly clear in the capital area. 36 in Cornwall now, 40 degrees in Middletown, 38 degrees in Brantford now. It is a very comfortable start to our morning at 32 in Norwich. So for the kids that are at the bus stop, plan for the 30s to near 40 now by the afternoon, getting up into the mid 60s. We'll talk about where we go from here. The warm up on the way for next week. Those details in just around 15 minutes. Checking in with the roads this morning now. We have or had road work out there in the 5 o'clock hour. Most of that has cleared up for the morning commute. Live look outside in Hartford just prior to the downtown area. That looks fine this morning, as well as in Middletown. Volume starting to pick up in the New Haven area, but still overall nice and smooth just out by Long Wharf. And then New London now on 95 just prior to the Gold Star Memorial Bridge. Traffic is light. Erica.
6:02 now this morning. Soaring gas prices could drive inflation higher, with new numbers set to be released later today. Right now, we're checking in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's joining us live in Hartford with more on the pain at the pump. What are you seeing for prices there this morning?
Good morning. Prices for regular is about $3.99 here at the Noble gas station on Capitol Avenue. Obviously, that price fluctuates from station to station, but the pain at the pump could extend even farther than just gas stations here. According to economic experts, inflation was up, or excuse me, consumer price was up 3.4% in March. That's up from 2.4% in February and higher than the Federal Reserve's estimate of 2%. That was last month. Now, taking it on a month-to-month scale, we know that prices are forecast to jump nearly 1%, which would be the biggest increase since 2022. Experts say gas prices are driving much of that spike, potentially ending a months-long trend of cooling inflation. Now, we spoke to a landscaper who says the price to fill up his equipment has skyrocketed over the past month, and that cost is being passed down to consumers.
If I did a quote for a customer last, month, 2 weeks ago, those prices were back then. Now that, their job came around and the prices have, diesel prices have shot up to over, $5.50, $5.75 a gallon. That's where the crunch comes in,
Even the prices that we've seen for diesel around town, well over $5. And once again, it's extending even farther than gas stations. We took a look at core inflation, which takes out food and energy prices. That is starting to tick upward as well, which could indicate that these price pressures could be here for a lot longer than people would like. Live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks for the update there. 6:04 is your time. Tensions are escalating in the Middle East as missile strikes between Iran and Israel continue, with casualties reported on both sides. Officials say thousands have been killed since the conflict started, while new strikes and retaliatory attacks are raising fears of a wider regional war. At the same time, a fragile ceasefire agreement remains in place, but leaders warn it could collapse if the violence continues. U.S. officials say diplomatic talks are still ongoing, but the situation in the Middle East remains volatile. We have new details that are emerging in the death of a 12-year-old girl in Enfield after a search warrant was released. Investigators say there is probable cause to believe evidence of serious crimes, including murder and sexual assault, could be found inside the home where the girl was discovered unresponsive last month. According to court documents, police found pills and other items inside the home as they worked to piece together what happened. The girl was later pronounced dead, and her cause of death remains under investigation. Meantime, her stepfather, Anthony Federline, is in jail on a $1 million bond. He's been charged with sexual assault and risk of child endangerment.
6:05 right now, happening today. A beloved local tradition is making its return this weekend in Northwest Connecticut. The 76th annual Riverton Fishing Derby kicking off later today along the West Branch Farmington River. It's a family-friendly event. It's been bringing the community together since 1949. Festivities begin this evening with a special stocking event. That's where kids are going to help release hundreds of trophy trout into the river. And then tomorrow, anglers of all ages are going to cast their lines for prizes and bragging rights, with organizers highlighting the Derby's long-standing tradition and strong community support. Students at the University of New Haven are going to take part in a large-scale emergency drill later this morning. It's happening at the school's Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Services. It's hosting its annual mass casualty incident simulation. It's designed to prepare students for real-world crisis situations. The drill gets underway at 9 a.m. on campus in West Haven, bringing together students from programs like criminal justice, forensic science, EMS, and also Homeland Security. Organizers say the exercise will also showcase advanced forensic technology used in the field. And we're going to bring you a live report from that drill a little later this morning right here on Fox 61.
6:07 now, and a Cheshire High School student remains in ICE custody this morning after being detained outside his home earlier this week. The teen, who has no criminal record, is the son of an Afghan interpreter who supported U.S. forces during the war in the Middle East. Now, his family says he was taken into custody despite their legal status and ties to the U.S. Now, advocates are pushing for answers and his immediate release. A press conference is set for 11 this morning over at the state capitol, where supporters are expected to speak out, arguing that the student is being held improperly and should be reunited with his family.
Developing this morning out of Ansonia, police say a search warrant was executed on Garden Street as part of a narcotics investigation out of Watertown. Detectives, along with state police and federal officials, seized a significant amount of drugs and related items from a home. 30-year-old Joseph Crago was arrested and is facing multiple drug charges, including operating a drug factory and selling narcotics. He's being held on a $750,000 bond. He's expected in court later today. Police say there is no threat to the public.
And at 6:08, a New Haven man has been found guilty in a deadly shooting outside a West Haven restaurant. A jury convicted 34-year-old Eric Johnson of first-degree manslaughter along with criminal possession of a firearm. Police say the shooting happened in February 2024 after an argument at the restaurant. Investigators say the victim, 44-year-old Hector Dominguez, hit the defendant's vehicle with a hammer in the parking lot. That's when prosecutors say Johnson shot Dominguez multiple times from inside his car before driving away. Dominguez later died from his injuries. Sentencing is scheduled for June 23rd.
And also out of New Haven, one man's been found guilty in a deadly stabbing. 50-year-old Antoine Mike was convicted of first-degree manslaughter. This case stems back from a June 2024 incident on Whaley Avenue, where the victim, 47-year-old Travis James, was stabbed outside of a business. Sentencing has been scheduled for May 22nd.
6:09 now, a new agreement to expand Tweed New Haven Airport is getting some strong reaction from neighbors on both sides of the runway.
City leaders say the deal could split airport traffic between New Haven and East Haven and also bring in millions in state funding. But neighbors who live near the airport say they feel left out of the process.
Fox 61's Jamel Johnson has that story this morning.
While leaders call this a major step forward for Tweed, people who live just a few hundred feet away from this runway say they're concerned about what this could mean for traffic, noise, and their quality of life. The deal to expand the airport was announced Wednesday after nearly 7 years of negotiations and proposed terminal expansions. Now, New Haven, East Haven, the Airport Authority, and Avports are moving forward with steps for the East Terminal project. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker says this is a big moment for the region.
This new terminal will have a lot more space and a lot more opportunities for it to just be a much more organized airport and really improve the traffic issues on our side.
After a lot of back and forth and meetings on how to handle airport traffic, officials agreed to split it, so cars will enter from the East Haven side and exit on the New Haven side.
A lot of the challenges that we've seen with the existing airport that have impacted the neighborhood have been around traffic, because the existing airport doesn't have enough space inside for cars to queue, for the ride shares to access the airport, and so that's kind of spilled out into the neighborhood and really been unfair to the neighborhoods.
A memorandum of understanding that outlines key steps for the development of the East Terminal was also announced. East Haven Mayor Joseph Carrefour released a video to address the expansion.
It does not guarantee that a project will move forward. What it does is establish a structure that ensures East Haven has a meaningful role, secures important protections, and preserves our authority throughout the process.
Many neighbors like Alan Ponder are against the project, and they gathered on Thompson Avenue in protest.
It's not good for East Haven, it's not good for New Haven, and it's not good for Long Island Sound. You can't put that much traffic into a residential neighborhood like that. And those neighborhoods that are right across the street from the airport, they get hit even worse.
Jean Edwards Chipio has lived in East Haven for 38 years. She also expressed her frustration with the expansion.
This was a tiny little beach town. It was beautiful. It's no longer beautiful. And it just is heartbreaking. And it will never be reversed. Once they do this, it will destroy East Haven.
All is not said and done as the expansion process still has a long way to go between now and construction. Traffic design and the regulatory approvals are just two of those bridges that have to be crossed, and neighbors will also be able to provide input at some public hearings. In East Haven, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.